Level 1. The Second Son. You are 18 years old. Westminster, 1509. The heavy gold crown of England is placed on your young, handsome head. You were never meant to be king. Your older brother, Arthur, was the golden heir, trained from birth to rule. But Arthur died in his youth, leaving you the throne and his widow, Catherine of Aragon. You look at Catherine, your new queen, and swear to love her forever, securing the peace with Spain. The court celebrates your coronation with endless tournaments, feasts, and music. You are tall, athletic, a champion of the joust, and a defender of the Catholic faith. The people cheer as you ride past, calling you their savior. Under your white face, your black dot eyes shine with absolute pride, and your mouth curves up in a confident smile. You have youth, wealth, and the love of your subjects. The dynasty of your father, Henry VII, seems secure in your strong hands. But a king needs more than love and tournaments. A king needs a son to carry his blood. You do not worry yet, for the future is bright and you are young. The music plays in the halls, and the feast begins. You believe that God is on your side. Level 2. The Silent Cradle. You are 25 years old. London, 1516. The smiles at court are fading, replaced by whispers in the shadows. Your queen, Catherine, has given birth to several children, but almost all of them have died in infancy. The royal nursery is a silent, cold place of grief and empty cradles. Only one child survives, a young girl named Mary. But a daughter cannot rule England. She cannot defend the borders or keep the nobles from fighting for the crown. You need a son, a male heir to secure the Tudor name and prevent another civil war. You look at Catherine, her face worn by grief, her youth gone, and you feel a cold distance growing between you. You ask yourself if God is punishing you for marrying your brother's widow, a union forbidden by holy scriptures. Under your white face, your eyebrows tilt downward, and your mouth is a straight line of rising worry. You turn to the Bible, searching for answers, while the court watches in tense silence. The kingdom needs a prince, and time is running out. You begin to look away from your queen, searching for a new path to secure your bloodline. The silence in the nursery is deafening, and your heart is hardening. Level 3, and Bullen and the Annulment. You are 35 years old. London, 1526. A young woman arrives at court, and your world changes forever. Her name is Anne Boleyn. She has dark, captivating eyes, a sharp wit, and a grace that outshines every other lady. You are instantly infatuated. You send her love letters, shower her with jewels, but Anne refuses to be your mistress. She will only submit if she is your queen. This fire burns within you, driving you to action. You instruct your chief advisor, Cardinal Wolsey, to petition Pope Clement VII in Rome to annul your marriage to Catherine. You argue that your union was cursed from the start, a sin against God's law. But the Pope is a prisoner of Catherine's powerful nephew, Emperor Charles V of Spain, and he delays his decision, refusing to grant your request. Years pass in endless legal battles, and your patience turns to fury. Under your white face, your eyebrows tilt sharply in anger, and your mouth is a tight line. You will not let Rome dictate the fate of England. If the Pope will not give you what you want, you will find another way. You will break the chains of Rome and take what is yours no matter the cost. Level 4. The Great Schism. You are 42 years old. London, 1533. The breaking point is reached. Guided by your new advisors, Thomas Cromwell and Thomas Cranmer, you take a step that shocks the world. You pass the Act of Supremacy, declaring that the king is the only supreme head of the Church of England. You break all ties with the Pope, ending centuries of Catholic rule in your land. You strip the wealthy monasteries of their gold, lands, and treasures, filling your royal coffers. Those who refuse to swear allegiance to you, including your former Chancellor Sir Thomas More, are declared traitors and sent to the scaffold. You banish Catherine from court, stripping her of the title of queen, and marry Anne Boleyn in a private ceremony. Anne is crowned queen in a magnificent ceremony, and she is already pregnant with your child. Under your white face, your mouth is a firm line of triumph, and your gold crown sits proudly on your head. You have defeated Rome, reformed a nation, and claimed the woman you desired. You wait for the birth of your prince, confident that your victory is complete. The future of England is now in your hands, and your will is law. Level 5. The Sword of the French. You are 45 years old. London, 1536. The dream turns into a nightmare, and Boleyn does not give you a son, but a daughter, Elizabeth. Her subsequent pregnancies end in tragedies and miscarriages. You are convinced this marriage is also cursed, and your love for and turns to bitter hatred. You fall in love with Jane Seymour, a gentle lady-in-waiting, and seek a way to rid yourself of Anne. Thomas Cromwell constructs a web of lies, accusing and of adultery, incest, and treason. She is arrested and locked in the Tower of London. A court of terrified nobles finds her guilty. You grant her a final mercy, replacing the clumsy English axe with an expert swordsman from France. On the scaffold, Anne's head falls with a single blow. Under your white face, your eyebrows tilt downward in anger, and your mouth is a cold, flat line. You do not mourn. Within days of her death, you marry Jane Seymour. The court is silent, watching the rapid change. You are willing to spill the blood of those you once loved to secure your throne. The executioner wipes his blade, and you turn your eyes to the new queen, hoping for a miracle. Level 6. The True Love. You are 46 years old. Hampton Court, 1537. The miracle you prayed for finally arrives. Jane Seymour gives birth to a healthy baby boy, Prince Edward. The bells of London ring in celebration, and the streets are filled with bonfires and joy. The succession is secure. You have your heir, but the triumph is immediately followed by deep tragedy. Jane falls ill with childbed fever and dies 12 days after giving birth. You are devastated. Jane was the only wife who gave you a son, and she is the only one you truly mourn. You bury her in St. George's Chapel with royal honors, and you plunge into a long period of grief. Around the same time, your leg is badly injured in a jousting accident. The wound becomes infected, turning into a painful, chronic ulcer that refuses to heal. Under your white face, your mouth is a downward curve of sorrow and physical pain. Your body is starting to fail, and the grief makes you increasingly paranoid. You sit alone on your throne, looking at your baby son, knowing the price of his birth was the life of your queen. The golden halls feel cold, and you cover your face in the dark shadows. Level 7. The Cleves Disaster. You are 49 years old. London, 1540. You have been single for 3 years, but Thomas Cromwell urges you to marry again to secure a Protestant alliance in Europe. He shows you a beautiful portrait of Anne of Cleves, painted by Hans Holbein. Captivated by her painted image, you agree to the marriage. But when Anne arrives in England, you are horrified. She is not the beauty in the portrait. You find her plain, unsophisticated, and you are completely repulsed by her. You marry her anyway to preserve the alliance. But you cannot bring yourself to consummate the marriage. You call her a Flanders mare, and your anger boils. You blame Cromwell for this humiliation. You arrange a quick annulment, which Anne accepts, and you reward her with royal lands. But Cromwell is not so lucky. Your rage demands a sacrifice. You accuse him of treason and send him to the block. Under your white face, your eyebrows are arched in fury, and your mouth is a cruel line. The advisor who reformed your kingdom is executed, and you are already looking for a new queen. You will not be humiliated by anyone, and your wrath is absolute and deadly. Level 8. The Rose Without a Thorn. You are 49 years old. London, 1540. Almost immediately after your annulment, you marry a very young, beautiful teenager named Catherine Howard. She is your rose without a thorn, bringing joy back into your dark life. You are aging, obese, and in constant pain from your leg ulcer, but her youth makes you feel young again. You shower her with gifts, believing she is pure and devoted. But your rose has a secret. She is bored by her old, ailing husband, and she begins a dangerous, secret love affair with your young courtier, Thomas Culpeper. The rumors spread, and when the evidence is presented to you, you are broken. The love you felt turns to absolute madness and fury. You arrest her and everyone involved. Culpeper is executed, and Catherine Howard is sent to the Tower, facing the block. Under your white face, your eyebrows are bent in deep rage, and your mouth is a screaming line. She is executed in the cold morning, and her body is buried in an unmarked grave. Your pride is shattered, your heart is empty, and you are left alone in your pain. Realize that beauty is a deceitful trap. The rose has stung you, and the wound is deep. Level 9, the final nurse. You are 52 years old. London, 1543. You are a shadow of your former self. You weigh over 300 pounds, cannot walk without assistance, and the rotting ulcer in your leg causes agonizing pain daily. You marry your sixth and final wife, Catherine Parr, a wealthy widow. She is not a romantic obsession, but a calm, intelligent nurse who brings peace to your final years. She binds your infected leg, manages your explosive temper, and reconciles you with your 3 children, Mary, Elizabeth, and Edward. But even now, your court is a nest of vipers. Conservative bishops accuse Catherine of heresy, trying to drag her to the scaffold. You sign her arrest warrant in a moment of paranoia, but Catherine discovers the document and pleads for her life, convincing you of her submission. When the guards arrive to arrest her, you drive them away with furious insults. Under your white face, your eyes are small, weary dots, and your mouth is a tired line. You are too weak to fight, yet too proud to yield. Catherine remains by your side, caring for a broken king who is slowly dying in his palace. The shadows are long, and the end is near. Level 10, the Broken King. You are 55 years old. Whitehall, 1547. The end is finally here. You lie on a massive royal bed, unable to move, your body swollen and ruined by disease. The stench of your rotting leg ulcer fills the room, and the physicians whisper that you will not survive the night. Your court is already scheming, fighting for the control of your 9-year-old son, Edward. You are terrified of what will happen to your kingdom when you are gone, fearing that the Tudor dynasty will crumble in the hands of a child. You refuse to see a priest, declaring that you will only speak to Cranmer, the archbishop who helped you break with Rome. When Cranmer arrives, you are too weak to speak. He asks you to give a sign that you put your trust in Christ's mercy, and you squeeze his hand with your final, failing strength. Under your white face, your eyes close, and your mouth is a flat line as your breath fades. The great Tudor king who challenged the Pope, executed queens, and rebuilt a nation is dead. You leave behind a crown of gold, a court of fear, and a son too young to rule. Your long, bloody reign is over, and the silence falls on the cold palace. Level 11, the Tudor legacy. You are dead. Westminster, 1558. The legacy of your desperate quest for a son unfolds in ways you never expected. Your boy Edward VI died young, leaving your kingdom to your daughters. First came Mary, your eldest child with Catherine of Aragon, who hated you for what you did to her mother. She turned England back to Catholicism, burning Protestant heretics in the fires of Smithfield, earning the name Bloody Mary. When she died childless, the crown passed to Elizabeth, the daughter of Anne Boleyn, whom you once declared a bastard. Elizabeth rules with a golden hand, uniting the country, defeating the Spanish Armada, and starting a golden age of literature, exploration, and power. The daughter of the queen you executed has become the greatest monarch England has ever seen. The Tudor name you fought so bloodily to protect will end with her, yet her glory will outshine yours for centuries. Under your white face, your ghost watches from the dark shadows, your mouth a flat line. You sacrificed your soul for a son, but it was your daughters who forged the destiny of the empire. The crown remains, and now you are history.